What's up, everybody? This is Squeegee
What's
Live
going on?
Podcast. This is not a window cleaning podcast, so don't get all upset later.
You
What's
guys
up,
didn't
dude?
even talk about it at all. I really like window cleaning. You never talk about it on your show.
Do you dog ear your rubbers?
Yeah, I like to talk about end clips. One clip or two.
Yeah.
One finger or two.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm wondering if we did a poll on Facebook, how many actual window cleaners graduated from elementary school?
Oh, we're the worst kind of people.
Yeah, we are.
So what's up, fellas?
I'm fucking tired, really. How are you guys doing?
Oh, pretty good. No complaints, really. It's now not 1,000 degrees here, so I'm pumped with that.
Yeah,
All right, thanks, Jacob. So yeah, man, I'm just tired, doing.
What are you tired from?
I'm not. I've spent the last 2 days not cleaning windows. I've been helping stick frame a new roof for my cousin's son. Well, I guess my second cousin, but whatever. Doing work using muscles I don't normally use, really, which is good for you. You know what I mean? It's good to change it up a little bit. Help the family out, you know what I mean? But my shoulder hurts so bad that I'm going to struggle to clean the windows tomorrow, so that's going to suck a little bit. But, you'll have that on these big jobs.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, anything you haven't done in a long time,
Yeah.
when you start doing it for 8 hours, you're going to be beat up on it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
The
good.
worst is when you do something that you did as a kid. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, one time my brother, my half-brother that lives in Texas,
Mhm.
calls me up. He's like, hey, we need 2 more people for football. So I get my roommate, and we go over there. And we're like 25, and they're like 16, 18 years old. And I'm like, yeah, these little pussies. Dude, the next day I couldn't get out of bed. I was like, I'm an old man.
Yeah.
At 25, I was like, oh my God, my legs.
Well, yesterday I was gung-ho, you know what I mean? I was like, fucking, we were tearing shingles off, ripping sheeting off, tearing old rafters out, just, and then today I'm like, oh my God, when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, I'm dead. I was a young man doing young man shit yesterday, and then I woke up like 90 years old this morning, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, dude, this is the worst fucking shit.
Right, right.
Did you at least sleep good?
Yes, I slept. Once my head hit the pillow, that was it. Like, I woke up, like, at 6:30 in the morning, like, oh, shit, what happened? You ever, it's so tired that when you fall asleep, you wake up and you're late for first period in high school, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Those kind of sleeps.
Yeah.
You kind of, you forget your age, where you're at, everything. Yeah, one of those sleeps. Yeah, I'm sure I was sawing logs for sure. For sure's.
For surezies.
I figured out, Mark, what that humming is. It's the fan in my Mac, and
Yeah. When it turns on, it's
it's
not
done.
bad now.
Well, that's because my microphone is not sitting on the desk anymore.
Okay.
The Mac's done. I'm gonna be replacing it here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
I just so happened to buy the first Mac that doesn't allow you to expand the memory or work on it whatsoever. You can't crack the case on this open. You got to be a computer scientist to fix this fucking thing.
Yeah.
What kind?
Huh?
What kind is it?
The last generation, the first generation they made that doesn't have the door on the back of it. I don't know.
The all-in-one deal?
Yeah, it's the all-in-one Mac. Yeah.
Really?
It's
There's no door on it?
There's no door on this one. It's the first model that they have without a door.
Huh.
So I just lucked up into that, because what I was going to do is I was going to take the door off. I was going to take it apart, clean the fan out, and then, expand the RAM. You know what I mean? Give myself some more RAM, some more computing power. No. It's essentially a giant iPad, which is great. It's nice. I like that.
And upgrade to gigabees.
Yeah, so, but I'm going to replace it. I'm going to get Final Cut Pro and the whole 9 yards. I'm going full Steve-O on my YouTube channel as soon as I get it. I'm going I'm going to try my Steve-O best on being a YouTube window cleaner. It's going to be great, I think.
Going ham on it. I like that.
Yeah, dude.
You should just get like one of the MacBook Pro laptops. You can just plug it in a monitor, and then like move around with it. That way you're not attached to the office.
Listen, I got to have some Ethernets, man. I don't trust the Wi-Fi's, man.
No, you can put an Ethernet in it.
Ethernet is king, dude. I gotta have the plug-in, or I don't want it.
No,
I want to stay connected, bro.
Just get an Ethernet USB-C adapter.
It does?
Yeah, that's what I use.
Oh, Seth, by the way, you're not frozen, which is nice.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, I just
You know what's
realized
cool
that I
about
have...
this is I can't see either of your screens, but I'm glad I'm frozen. So.
Well, you're still moving. Seth,
Yeah.
Seth has one of those coin-operated computers. You guys, he put like a fucking parking meter.
This is a desktop, homeboy. I don't know, dude. This is my office computer.
I don't know anything about computers, but my computer guy called him up. My computer's like 5 years old. It got slow. I said, "What do I buy?" He says, "You got to buy this." He goes, "But we're gonna alter it once you get it home." He came over. The thing was still in the box. He set it up, and then he opened it up. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "We're putting a solid state hard drive in it. There's no moving parts or something." He goes, "Everything is instant, boom." And it's been going 3 years. I mean, it pretty much only runs business.
Right.
I mean, like, we don't watch videos. This and running my company is all we do with it.
So I was like watching TV. I don't watch TV. That's a lie. So I was watching YouTube because that's all I watch. I don't even have a cable box anymore like that. I don't have that kind of cable. I have the basic channels that you get for free. And internet. I just do, a la carte television. But I was watching something on TV. Did you know that there is a huge rise, and I'm not sure why, but there's like thousands of kids that have gone missing in the Cleveland, Ohio area.
Yesterday.
Did you see that? Isn't that fucking crazy?
But over how much time?
Okay, so wait.
Like just this year, Seth.
Where the fuck are the parents with missing kids?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
That's what I want. Like you hear about the ones in Hawaii, right? Thousands of kids are missing. Where's all these parents? Like, not standing in the streets fucking, where's my fucking kid?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They're on Twitter uploading videos. Just the regular mainstream isn't covering it all.
Yeah, you can't get mainstream media to cover it. They're not going to talk about that. But hundreds of kids within the last 2 months. Hundreds.
Is there like a certain age group, or like what is it?
Like
just
kids,
all over the place?
like kids. Children.
Under 12.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like 10 and under.
15 and under.
Yeah. But you guys need to watch. There is a document, and this has been going on for a long time. There's a documentary called Boys for Sale. It was made in the 80s about Pittsburgh, like teenage boys that all went missing. And the guy released it on public television, did an interview about it, and then committed suicide by shooting himself 3 times in the back of the head. So,
wow.
It's really, and you can kind of only find it on YouTube, but it's about stuff like inner city youths.
I've watched this before. We were almost talked about this on our podcast that we've never released.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Seth have a super gangster fucking podcast you guys have never seen before.
The Sneak One.
It's really good. It's really good. It's the podcast that almost broke this podcast up. Mark stopped talking to us because of it.
Yeah, Mark was like,
bullshit. This fucking clown. Oh my god.
It's a joke, Mark. It's a
drama.
joke, not a fucking dick. Try not to take it so hard, okay?
Shit.
Oh,
people doing the back rooms. You guys heard about that? Back rooms?
No.
yeah, man. Those videos are so weird.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with back rooms on Reddit. That's so much fun, dude.
I'm lost. You have to tell us about it.
Rubbing someone, dude. I got this touch thing going on.
What? Did you say back rubs or back rooms?
Yeah,
Rooms.
Bathrooms.
ROOMS.
back
Dude,
room.
they're so creepy. These videos, these would be up your alley, TJ.
Back rooms. Like this. I typed it into the chat, so.
So what is it?
It's hard to explain what it is. It was like this, like, it seemed like kind of a goof maybe like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a Reddit thing, and now kids are like filming backrooms. Like you'll walk like into a tunnel, and there'll be stairs and lights, and you'll lead you into like what looks like an abandoned room, or like an abandoned swimming pool. It's hard to describe until you watch it. and then it like sucks you in.
Yeah, basically, it's like people filming these gigantic abandoned places that really like shouldn't be abandoned, like massive complexes, like malls, like weird hotels and office things, and it's supposed to be like, oh, you open this door and like you just make a wrong turn, and all of a sudden you're just trapped in like the back rooms of reality between like different zone dimensions. Yeah, I mean it's not real, but it's compelling.
Man, I'm glad I live in a fucking bubble over here.
Yeah, dude.
It's actually really interesting. It's super creative, and then people have just kind of like turned it into this like what was a joke into like trying to make it as like real.
So is it like that TikTok that's going around right now where the dudes climb through the hole in the street and then they're like in this whole thing? Is that kind of like a backroom video?
Yeah, it's a backroom. Yeah, that's like
okay, I can see the allure because every time I see that TikTok, I'm like, "Where's the second part?" You know what I mean? Like, you fucker.
And then there's like this whole like levels to it, and if you get to this back room, like you're stuck there, but you can get out if you get. It's kind of like this like I don't know. What do you guys ever see that movie Maze Runner? It's like kind of like that kind of idea.
Okay.
But with like hotels and like weird malls.
So are all the Walmarts connected by tunnels? I feel like Walmart is like where all of the Chinese people are going to pour out and like storm America.
They just come in, start smoking cigarettes everywhere.
Do you think there's so many Walmarts?
I mean, what do you do with all those Walmarts? Nobody needs that. It's either Walmarts or Dollar General. Because how many Dollar Generals do you fucking need? You can't drive. You can't. Do you know what a Dollar General is, Chris? Do you have Dollar General?
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. Right?
Okay, well then you know what I'm saying. Like, there's some kind of Chinese spy network going on there, dude.
We don't have that many Walmarts. There's like maybe like.
I never shop at Walmart. I think I've been to Walmart. Me and Jennifer did mushrooms and went to Walmart in June. That was cool.
That's awesome.
But we were just like sitting at the cabin. It was like early in the day. We were both geeked out on mushrooms, and I was like, let's go for a ride. And she's like, okay. And then I was like, let's go to the store. She's like, man, that's a great idea. I was like, let's go to Walmart. And we were having conversations. We met this door greeter guy, this old dude. He told us all about he's having family over and stuff. It was really neat, dude. Just like kind of geeking out and stuff. I kept going, asking Jennifer out loud if she wanted to grab. I was like, did you grab the anal-ese? She got really mad at me. But, I was looking for a phone. But I don't know how to dial out so I can fart on the microphone, the megaphone at Walmart. Yeah. How do you do that, Mark? Which number do you dial?
My brother knew someone that worked at Walmart. So
what's the code, though? What's the code? Yeah.
But it's going to be different at every Walmart.
You got to have an insider.
But my brother grabbed the microphone. He grabbed the phone and said, attention Walmart shoppers, for your shopping convenience, we have free coffee and donuts at the Snackateria for the next 5 minutes. And then you just see all these fucking people marching that way for free donuts and coffee. And then like...
Snackateria.
Yeah. 40 seconds later you heard, please disregard that last Yeah.
So, Chris, I wanted to say something to you. I wanted to say something to you before I forget. I want to say thank you for the Squeegee Life skateboard, dude. It's super rad, cool. Dude. Thank you.
Aren't those fun?
Yes, they are super fun. I like the one above it more than I like the Wet 'n Willie one. The window cleaning history one, that is so friggin' dope, dude. That is the dopest skateboard ever.
You know that's Noah's dad on there?
Yes. I actually have that pictures. Noah sent it to me a while ago. Noah sent me a bunch of cool stuff. I actually have some sponge that his dad used to own, like some sea sponge. Yeah. I got a couple chunks of sea sponge from him, and I got this a tin type blueprint from his grandfather's Squeegee, and then a really, really old window cleaning receipt from like the 70s.
Yeah, I never got that sea sponge thing. I know there's a place for it.
I really like it for like storefronts, like monthly storefronts.
Yeah, wiping the sills and stuff.
Yeah, because
run a squeegee across that thing, be done with it.
Listen,
I used to like sponge
Listen,
back.
that tears your rubbers up if you do that. And we're talking
Yeah.
about cleaning,
Well,
which we
if
said
I'm
we
if
weren't
I'm
gonna
gonna
do.
nickel and dime the company that much, I'm in trouble. You know
Right.
what I'm
Well,
saying?
I mean, some people here don't have the money for squeegee rubbers, so you
Yeah.
have to have a sea sponge.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
some guys buy 2 pieces of rubber at a time. You know.
Yeah.
I gotta buy a whole dozen.
My dad used to go through the milk crate in my truck, take the old rubbers and cut the ends off and put. I'm like, are you serious? I'm just gonna have some rubbers sent to you. And he's like, no, they're fine. Only the ends wear. I go, that's not true. The whole thing is rounded out. It's not sharp anymore.
I got a guy sent me a text message on Facebook like 2 years ago. He's like, hey man, I really like to try that Black Diamond rubber up, but you can only if you buy it, it comes in 2 pieces. I'm like, yeah. He goes, can I just buy 1 piece? And I'm like, what?
Oh God.
Like what? It's like a whole $1 or something, dude. Like relax.
But these are the guys that'll go to Home Depot.
Buy 'em. People buy one at a time.
Yeah, these are the guys that'll go to Home Depot and buy a 10-year-old rubber in a pack for $6.99. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Buy
yeah.
a fucking dozen. What the fuck?
So how many dudes that are watching this or dudes here are gonna? I just want to know if you guys are painting your roofs blue or not, to thwart the government's laser attack. Because clearly the government is laser attacking everybody except for if you have like blue stuff, then you're cool, right? And don't say that it's not real, because Chris told me, Chris is like, dude, that's not real, and I'm like, and then I sent him a TikTok where the laser didn't burn the blue shit, but it burned everything else, so I proved him wrong, dude.
If it's on TikTok, it's got to be real.
It's got to
right?
be real if it's on TikTok.
It's not real, bro. I mean, dude, flat Earth. It's a globe.
No.
You know?
I will not.
Like 9 weeks ago, as soon as I saw Oprah do it.
Oprah.
Well, you know what's disgusting about all that, first of all, is how much money we're sending overseas. But second of all, you got 2 fucking billionaires asking fucking regular blue-collar people to donate their fucking money. These guys, both of those people, The Rock and Oprah, could stroke a fucking check and rebuild that entire fucking
Everybody's
town.
house. Yeah,
and
everybody's
still have
fucking
money.
house.
And still have money
Yeah.
coming out of their ass.
Yeah.
Give me a
Dude,
break.
I just like that people are wising up to that, and like everyone basically told them to go pound sand.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what
The response they got on social media was not a good one. It was, was, that commercial was ineffective, I should say.
Celebrity is dying, or at least the old form of celebrity is dying.
Well, it's Hollywood. It's the whole Hollywood thing.
Well, I think people, what you're
Yeah.
seeing nowadays is that people are so saturated with content that has, like, quote unquote stars in it, that it's just become bullshit. They realize the bullshit now. It's you can't hide it anymore. You can't hide the fake bullshit no more. You can't hide it.
But they're at a point where they're blatantly obvious and just doing it out in the open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's so overt and gross
Ah.
that I think just the majority of people can just see it. And you feel like the majority of people don't see it because the algorithm doesn't let you see that the majority of people actually see that. Really,
Right.
you gotta know that they know that you know. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Weird.
It's clearly, that shit don't work. Just look like that dude. What's his name? Oliver Twist.
yeah.
Oliver North.
Oh, Oliver, yeah, North.
There you go. Oliver North. Who's Oliver North?
Oliver
North
from the
was,
Iran.
was like
Oh
Reagan's
yeah,
guy.
Contra.
attack.
Contra.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, what happened with that dude? Like that dude, overnight, probably a millionaire, right? I would have to assume.
Well, I
with
think
this-
someone offered him like $8 million for a contract, and he turned it down.
Well, I don't mean that
They
in
say.
that sense. I mean just from people going to iTunes
Downloads
and buying
and stuff.
every single song he
yeah.
owns. Because I'll be honest, I spent $8 and bought every song he owned. I was like, well, I'm gonna help this dude out. You know what I mean? Maybe he gets 25 cents a song, whatever. You know what I mean? But still, it's something. But
They all
yeah,
sound
people-
very similar to me. I will say that, right? Am I wrong
Yeah,
about
I know
that?
he's
'Cause I
not
listen
Cody. He's
to
not
some-
Cody. It's not Cody Jenks. It don't
No,
sound
it's not Cody
good.
Jinks. I'm just saying that. It's so gay. There's no way you don't see it. There's no way you don't take it in the backyard.
Why do you get so mad when I bring up
mad.
Cody
This
Jinks?
isn't mad, dude. This isn't mad.
Seth, doesn't Mark get disgruntled if we bring up Cody Jinks?
It's weird with the Cody Jinks.
Dude, you trash Leonard Skinner, yet you know
Never.
absolutely nothing about the band. You
Never.
know nothing about it.
Who?
You.
I've never trashed Leonard Skinner, dude. What are you talking about?
If it's not Cody Jinks, it's Leonard Skinner. That's what
That's
it is.
because those
you
are
act
the
like
only two.
that's all I listen to.
It
dude.
is.
That's
It
not
is.
true.
It is. It is.
Okay.
It is.
You got my phone bugged? You got me bugged?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Then you're right. Okay.
He's using your Spotify, Mark. He knows what you're.
Yeah.
I have my Spotify. The only thing I listen to on there is Joe Rogan.
Oh, see, I got Mark on the Rogan and the Joe Rogans and the Joey Diaz. I got him on both.
Just has a new podcast with the kid back.
Oh, it's Lee Syatt's back? Okay.
Yeah, and it's not called The Church, and it's not called the other one. You got to look for it, but it's there.
Okay.
It's good.
All right.
Man, Rogan hasn't had anybody on in like 6 months. That's good.
Who?
I check it out every once in a while. One he's a good guest on lately. Eddie Bravo was on the other day.
Yeah, that was like the last. I don't know, dude. The one where they did like right after the Senate UFO hearings, with what's his name?
Oh yeah.
That wasn't too
Corvette.
bad. The two dudes.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I thought.
My son turned me on to Sean Ryan. He's got some really good stuff. He does a lot of UFO stuff like that and a lot of military stuff.
Sean Ryan, is that the dude in the suit?
I don't know if he's in a suit. He's ex-military.
Oh, who's the dude in the suit?
Max Friedman.
Yeah, I can't do that guy.
He talks way too much.
Yeah, he's got to like liven it up a little bit. He's got to like get some animation in his speech. You know what I mean? It's like if I want to go to sleep, I just put that on YouTube and I'm asleep in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? If I'm having trouble sleeping, Lex Friedman's the way to go. You know what I mean?
I've never listened to him. Check out Sean Ryan though. You'll like some of his podcasts.
I heard his podcast is really
it's good.
I'm one of the mommies right now, man. Mom jeans, you know what I mean? I'm like what do you want to call it? Your Mom's House. That's my podcast right now. Tom Segura and Christina Pazitsky. I love that fucking. The Garth Brooks shit is like the best shit on the internet, dude. I love that so much, dude. It's so good. Garth, where's the bodies? It's so good, dude. Joe Rogan and Theo Von are undefeated together.
What'd you say?
Name Brand Radio said Joe Rogan and Theo Von are undefeated together. They're pretty good. Theo Von, I wish I had that dude's rhythm. That dude he says funny shit and you don't know he's saying it until he's done saying it. It's like, oh, this is going to be funny. No, you just don't know it's going to be funny. You know what I mean? It just comes out with it. Those dudes are going home to punch. Matt and Shane's secret podcast. Those dudes are going home to punch. Seth must be doodooing or something. He must be doodooing. So, those Maui fires, have they found all the people? Have they released a death toll I haven't seen? Has it gone up any? Because I know they were missing a lot of people.
They just hushed that shit up.
Yeah, they hush that shit up, but you can see on Twitter or X now, whatever, just all these independent journalists, like James O'Keefe is over there now, and they're just filming all this undercover stuff, talking to these people, and it's just this such an obvious shady affair that's being hidden.
Mm. Yeah, it's I think I heard this properly, but isn't there a guy, an emergency management guy, who was in charge of warning people, and he didn't turn on the tsunami sirens because he was afraid people were going to run into the fire.
Dude, they had the water turned off to certain areas. The cops stopped traffic and blocked the road, and people died in those cars.
Right.
I'm like, I got a truck, but I'm like, why isn't... I'm going around. If that fire is coming and cars around me are burning,
yeah,
I'm out of there. I mean, it's easy to say that from here, but...
No, I mean, the whoever's trying to stop me and there's fire, you're gonna have to shoot me because I'm fucking.
If I'm gonna die burning a car, I might as well run you over.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Go
dude.
ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you do what you got to do, player, because I'm not staying here. You know, it is a little weird. That's because it's fucking lasers, dude. Lasers. What is the probability that they caught all that shit on fire during a windstorm that was blowing the right direction to burn all those houses down on the best piece of land that they've been trying to get all these generations?
Them Hawaiians over there. Well, my brother,
and they're trying to put those smart cities there, and the water didn't work, and the sirens didn't work, and the cops were doing this, and they just had a meeting about it 3 months prior and planned the whole thing out. Like,
yeah, it's definitely
no
sketchy. And didn't that one lady isn't there like a newscaster lady that like reported to that effect, something of that effect, and she's now dead?
Really?
Yeah, there's some lady that did a news story about the Maui fires, and she is now dead. And she said essentially those things that you said right there. She's unalived. You're not supposed to say that other word on YouTube's. There's guidelines we're supposed to follow here.
Unalived. That is gay.
Yeah. And what he means by gay is happy.
yes,
Yeah.
smile.
I'm happy. Gay with joy.
Gay with joy.
Yeah.
Yes. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's what we meant by it when we said it.
Correct.
Right. So what I want to know is what's everyone's take, and I want to know your genuine take. I don't want to hear no fucking bullshit neither. I want your genuine take on the paper mache Mexican aliens. I want to know what you guys think, because doctors examine these and x-rayed them and whatnot, and they found little bones and shit in them dudes and whatnot. What do you guys think? They say they're real.
I saw the pictures, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird.
Well, they're not new aliens.
Yeah,
these
no,
are
they're
old.
old.
These are ancient.
Aliens,
These are ancient aliens,
dude. But at some point in the video, someone is carrying one, and it's like the size of a fucking water bottle. I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? It looked like Barbie doll size. Those things weren't like 4 foot big.
Well,
they're little.
So what? What's
You
wrong
gotta
with
tell me
being
that
small?
An alien is this fucking big, bitch flies a spacecraft across the
dude.
planet.
Have you ever seen how slender the UFOs are, man? You got to be able to stand up in them little motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, I mean, have you guys ever seen batteries not included? Come on, dude.
Yeah. Dude.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit on it.
House, man. There could be we could be in a universe within a universe inside someone's fingernail right now.
Right.
So
that's
I don't
true.
think space matters.
First of all, don't you ever do anything like that to us on the podcast again. You just blew my fucking mind right there. You want to know what that is? That's one of those little kid thoughts that I had. I was like, man, we could be like an entire universe in a water droplet on a flower right now, bro. I mean, and really, essentially, that's what things could be, right? I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
We could all be a speckle of sweat on a bull's ass right now. We don't know, dude. We don't know.
Right.
Man, that's so sketchy, dude. But why would Mexico be like, hey man, we're gonna show you these fake fucking aliens? Why would they do that? Why would Mexico do that? All right, tell us, Chris.
Well, America, for the most part, is obviously in charge, right, of the globe.
Mm-hmm.
And we obviously probably tell Mexico what to do, and our leaders tell them what to do, and other leaders tell our leaders what to do. But if you step back and look at it from the perspective is the government lies about everything. It's nonstop. Why all of a sudden would they be like, there's aliens? There's no other reason they would start putting this alien thing out there other than the fact that they've conducted all the wars they can conduct around the earth, and they need to dramatically beef up the spending for the military-industrial complex to protect us from the impending alien invasion. It's all just setups for that. More spending. We need space lasers. We need space forces. We need all this defense.
So what you're trying to tell me is aliens aren't real, dude?
No, of course aliens are real. But the fact that the government is telling us that aliens are real is what's suspect.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay, all right. So you had you almost lost me there for a minute. I'm like, listen, bro, aliens are real, dude. You know, USA.
Yeah,
Bro.
USA, bro. USA. I hope USA wins all the alien wars, dude. It'll be sweet.
Seth, what do you think?
Fucking turn their planet into a Burger King.
What do you think about the paper mache aliens, Seth? When you first seen them, what'd you think?
I laughed the first time I saw it. And then I watched some more of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of funny because I don't speak Spanish, so watching upset military people speak Spanish is hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm more in line with Chris. I never trust the government. If the government's telling me, then there's probably a reason I shouldn't believe them. I don't know. It just seems weird that they just go all of a sudden this past year, they've just been releasing information about aliens. I don't know. It just seems weird. It's like almost feels like a distraction from.
I think it's a distraction. Yes, it feels like a distraction.
That's what I feel.
Oh, I'm not. All right. When I'll tell you what I thought when I first seen it before we get to Mark, because we already know what Mark's going to say. It's bullshit. Leonard Skinner. But anyways, I'm just playing, Mark. When I initially seen it, I'll be honest. When I seen him like Seth, I fucking laughed like out loud. I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. These dudes aren't really trying to pull these paper mache aliens off as real, right? And then they started showing, like, as it went on there, like, they had dudes, like, coming in and, like, inspect them and, like, you know, do the scientific researches on them and shit. And they're like, hey, we x-rayed these dudes and they're biological entities that have been here forever. And I'm like, man, that's cool and everything. But, like you guys, I'm like, there has to be a catch. But I'm on the other side of the spectrum with this. I'm not about, like, the government's trying to spend more money. They're going to spend more money whether they tell us bullshit or not anyways. They're going to spend money no matter what. You know what I mean? They're going to, you know, toilet seats always going to cost $10,000. It's just, that's, you know, next year it'll be 20. My thoughts are on it. I think that they're doing what they're doing right now. They're trying to slowly release the air out of the fucking balloon because there's going to be no hiding it soon. You know what I mean? They're trying to let people down easy. There's a reason why I think there's slow disclosure happening, and the reason why they're trying to hide it is because I think what they're hiding from us is like some fucking, like, it's gonna sketch everybody out. You know what I mean? Like, we're some kind of lab experiment or some shit, dude. You know what I mean? Reality is what they're essentially gonna do is we're gonna find out that we're a lab experiment gone wrong. Like, we were supposed to be harvested for something or other. I don't know what we could be harvested for. Maybe labor, I don't know, but I think that there's, like, divine intelligence at work, and maybe not God. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we're manufactured. Huh?
Yeah, along those lines, have you heard the Jimmy Carter story?
I've not heard that.
So it's basically exactly like kind of like what you're saying. It's Jimmy Carter was like a big UFO buff. He saw something, you know, prior to being a president. And apparently he got in and was like, all right, tell me. And what he heard it horrified him so much because it's essentially kind of like the Anunnaki story of we were, you know, genetically engineered 300,000 years ago, and that would crush all major religions and be quite horrifying for people to digest. Mm-hmm. But I actually believe that's probably the most likely scenario.
I mean, to be honest, I think that they use, I mean, and it's not strictly this way, but they use religion as a form of control. They, you know what I mean? That's really how they control a lot of people. And I think if you ruin that paradigm, I mean, there's a good chance that fucking, like, shit could hit the fan. Like, people could just lose their moral compass. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm just, you know, they made me. You know what I mean? Some other species made me. Because don't you find it rather weird that monkeys and shit are still swinging sticks around and shit? The motherfuckers ain't figured out, like, you know, like Joe Rogan says all the time that the monkeys are right now, like, getting ready to cross into the Stone Age, technically, right? So Like, there's a huge gap between monkeys and primates and shit and humans. You know what I mean? There's a big gap there. What's in between there? Something had to be something. Where's the links in between there, between them and us, right? Where's the links at? There's none. If we evolved, like they say,
You're saying it's like Stargate type shit.
Yeah, man.
So, but my question is like, if it's
I think
like
Stargate is a true story. That's a documentary, dude.
Yeah, I mean I always was like, if we were created for that, why aren't they still here? You know what I mean? Like, why aren't they?
Maybe they are still here. That's why they're in the water, bro. They're in the ocean. They're living in the oceans, dude. That's the only part. That's the only place that makes sense. How come all these sightings where the dudes are like going, our aircraft jockeys are going after them motherfuckers? It's always over the oceans. It's never over the land. It's always over the oceans. Right?
Yeah,
they're in the oceans, and then when they go after them, they're in the water, dude. You know what I mean? They dive into the water, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would
talk, son.
Fucking terrifying if that's true. But,
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You guys, do you?
I don't want to just clean windows now. I'm fucking.
Hey, like, all right. Do any of you guys here have Hulu?
I do.
Have you seen that new movie that they just put up? What do you want to call it? It's No One Will Save You.
No.
Previews for I haven't.
If you haven't watched that yet, watch it. It's fucking super sketchy, bro. Super sketchy. It's crazy, dude. It's like my favorite movie of all time, and I'll watch it maybe once a month, maybe twice. It all depends on the time of year. Like this time of year, I'm really big on this movie, and now that I brought it up, I'm most likely going to fall asleep watching that tonight. But Signs, that's my movie. You know what I mean? But it's along those lines. It's that good. It's so good. The aliens are super good in this. I gave it away. But you know what I mean? It's super good. You got to watch it. It's really good. It's awesome.
I saw this one thing that made a lot of sense where there was like talking about like how, you know, they come from the ocean. That's where their base is down there, and whether there's like some kind of like a portal, and that's how they, you know, come into this reality or whatever. Right. But essentially, you know, they got these things down there that all these different UFOs that come out, they're essentially like whipped up on demand, this fast type of 3D printing process, and their shape that they come out in and their capabilities are based on their current mission that they're coming out to do. They got to come out
dude.
All right, we need this fast thing, you know.
So you mean like the Monsters in Pacific Rim type of shit?
I saw that years ago. I can't remember.
Well, that's the way the monsters come out of the ocean from a different reality through like a space portal, and each monster is created for like a certain thing. So that makes sense, dude.
They're interdimensional. I don't suspect what we're seeing is actually from this current reality. They're just like folding space and time and like rip it in from.
I want to see the video. Because I know they've got it. I want to see the video of the spheres inside the cubes. That's what I want to see, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Well, it is good. Do you guys think that like it's like ever since CERN kind of did that research, I feel like people are seeing more. Do you feel like they folded space and now things are coming in? I almost feel like that's
I think those fuckers are playing with an industrial strength Ouija board, and they fucking let the demons in, dude. Yeah, that's what I think, dude. I think I think you're right, dude. They opened a hole, they can't shut it, dude. What's that dude from Stranger Things? That Vecna. They let Vecna into our reality, dude. We're fucked.
I feel like
they accidentally altered our timeline.
That could be true too.
Are you Berenstain Bears guy, or are you that dude that thinks that like fucking Sinbad was a genie and shit?
Because I had those books when I was a kid, and I remember it like being that way.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Berenstain Bear Country was right here in Cedar Point, and that's the way I remember it too, dude. I remember it the same way you do, and now they're like, nah, it's been this the whole time. I'm like, what? No way. What? No way.
And it's trivial enough where you're like, man, I could be wrong, but I don't feel like I am.
No, I don't have any in my books anymore.
Yeah, right? I don't know. Life definitely, like dude said, 2012. I think life changed dramatically after 2012. We thought it was the end of the world, but it actually wasn't. It was just like a switch was flipped. You know what I mean? Like the reality program was turned on. You know what I mean? Like the simulation was over. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I think the simulation's over, dude. We're gonna find out that we're genetically engineered
for our simulation. You know, they drop an expansion pack. It's like, oh man, this new scenario. Oh, we're listening to all these new.
Yeah.
DLC I can get.
Well, it is. I will say, I did find. I thought when I seen it, and of course I listened to all of it. I listened to it live, and then once it was the next day, everybody put it up as podcast. The Senate hearings on unidentified aerial phenomenon, or whatever the hell you want to call it, UAPs, with all the dudes in the Senate hearing on. I thought. I mean, I gotta say, I never thought in a million years something like that would happen. Now, if it was genuine or if it was a publicity stunt for more money or whatever the case may be, don't you still think that's kind of wild that they did that? Just on either side of the spectrum.
I do think it's super wild, but don't you think it's weird that nobody seems to care about it?
No, it does. Right. No, I don't find it weird at all.
If this happened when our country wasn't flipping itself upside down, it would be something a lot of people would pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, just like Seth said, consider this a distraction. So, I mean, dude, I've been into UFOs and shit since I could remember. It really didn't capture my attention at all, because part of me says it's a distraction, and the rest of me says, well, we all knew this. Just
yeah, but
fucking tell us.
I'm saying, I'm talking about 1998 me. If this happened to me if this happened back when I graduated high school, this would be fucking earth-shattering.
Yeah.
Hey, the government is talking about fucking UFOs, but now nobody gives a fuck about anything besides tennis shoes and ashes shaking. You know what I mean? Honestly.
Yeah.
Like there's actual videos on TikTok where people go live and act like a non-player character for hours. They just say the same thing over and over again. And they got hundreds of thousands of people watching them. Dude, we are on the verge of collapse, dude. Like, we are almost there, dude. We are so close.
Idiocracy's coming true.
Dude, you know isn't it, though? Isn't it, though?
It is. It's weird.
You know, that one NPC girl makes 12 G's a day, dude. Huh? That one main NPC girl makes like 12 G's a day doing that.
Isn't that nuts? It's
crazy.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
That's wild with aliens.
Have you ever seen the movie with Bruce Willis, Surrogates?
No.
You've never seen that before? Okay, so the movie Surrogates is about you have like a fucking robotic NPC, and like you stay at home in virtual reality and you walk around and live life through the robot. So you don't ever go outside anymore. Nobody goes outside anymore. Everyone is in their house living virtual reality through their robot. So they have like an animatronic person as them, and of course they're beautiful and perfect and all that, and then you got these fat fucking hogs like fucking living off of fucking cheeseburgers and shit at home. You know what I mean? That's essentially what we're doing right now, dude. That's essential. I mean, of course, you know, most people that are like fat slovenly like me are like, you're just stuck that way on the internet. You know what I mean? But like for the most part, everybody pays attention to the pretty people. You know what I mean?
It's always been that way, though. Now it's just more in your face because of the internet.
Yeah, but now people are profiting off of it, is what I'm saying. Like, you know, very strange. The first time I seen that, I didn't understand. I was like, what in the fuck is this chick doing? She's just doing the same movement and saying the same thing, like, over and over and over. And I'm like,
and she makes, what did you say, Chris?
$12,000 a day, Mark.
Is that on TikTok?
It's everywhere.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, like people like throw these virtual like ice cream things. She's like, ice cream, thank you. Lick, lick, lick. Ice cream. Lick, lick, lick.
That's what she
Cheeseburger.
This is a sad fucking society if she's making. Because you know what? I got to be honest. I might go back. If 12 G's a day on TikTok is possible, I might go back to that thought I was going to do balloon animals with my penis live. You know what I'm saying?
You probably could. Dude, every once in a while you scroll through and you see one of the lives and you're like, what is this? Like, there's some girl sitting there like staring at a cucumber and I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I'm going past this. I don't know what's going on.
Goes out in public with that T-shirt on.
What, Black Rifle?
Yeah, Black Rifles Matter. Jesus, Mark.
Yeah.
It's about as bad as my dad. He always walks around with his Black Bikes Matter.
Yeah. Nobody says anything to me.
Jesus, man. You're making a mockery.
I'm an old man, but I pretty much don't get fucked with too much.
You're making a mockery of important social issues, sir.
Right.
You can't do that. It's not allowed.
All right.
Yo, you guys remember chat roulette?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where you could do your balloon animal thing, Mark.
Cool.
You remember that, Mark?
No, I don't know what that is. But
So chat roulette was like, basically it's like, all right, it's Skype, and you just like, it had this thing, and you just randomize it, and like you hit a button, it's like boom, it just connects you with one other person doing whatever on the other side of the world. So it's just like random Skype to some person, and then obviously people are doing weird stuff like getting naked and making balloon animals.
Yeah.
And it got wildly popular for a while, but that was like
I think
right
I might be. Yeah, I think after an hour I'd be pretty sore though, you know.
Man, the amount of unsolicited penises I saw on chat roulette ruined it after like one weekend of going on there. I was like, all right, this is enough of this.
I remember.
Chat roulette was out of control.
I've heard a lot about it, but I never participated in it. You know what I mean? Because it was kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? But I've heard about it.
It was weird. I think what was it, like 2013 or something like that? 2012.
before then, I think.
I think it was
Maybe
before then.
It might have been like 2008.
Yeah.
Could have been. That would make more sense. Like, I can't remember what anything is anymore. Yeah, it was. Chat roulette was bizarre.
Yeah. So
Flipping back to what TJ said about 1998 and the aliens being the biggest deal in the world, I think that has a lot to do with the flow of information. The information pipeline back then was so small. You were not getting bombarded by everything. Now you have access to everything.
Right,
so anything important gets so lost so quickly.
Yeah, it just goes
it's
into the
unfortunate,
ether.
dude.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because aliens are real and nobody knows it. You know what I mean?
I know
Sucks.
it.
Paper mache.
Everybody.
Paper mache aliens are real. You know what I mean?
Goddamn right. With their little
Mark,
buttons.
I'm telling you, dude. Listen, you're making this big deal out of them aliens being small, but I'm telling you right now, bro, it's because the saucers are so skinny, and they're so thin that you have to fucking you got to be a short dude to fit in them little things, dude.
Well, I told you, my brother was stationed at Wright-Patterson for 4 years. Okay. So of course I watched the documentary and I call him up. I'm like, Chad, tell me about Hangar 18. And he goes, what do you want to know? I go, what's inside Hangar 18? He goes, I don't know. Have you ever been in there? He goes, no. I go, okay. He goes, all right, I'll tell you this. We are told you don't ask what's in Hangar 18. I go, the rumor has it that after they built that Hangar 18, they dug under the floor and there's an underground base or underground storage there, and that's where the stuff from Roswell went. He says, all I can tell you is, factually, they tell us they restore airplanes in there, and it's the only building
that's under 24-hour guard.
24/7, 365.
Right, Patterson Air Force Base is in Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's under 24-hour guard.
Yeah.
So, and it's the only hangar on the entire base that is under 24-hour guard. Motherfuckers posted up on that bitch.
Yeah. But, I mean, every time I have a really close friend that's a private pilot. My brother's a pilot. I've just come out and asked them, and I'm not going to tell you because I'm not going to ruin my career, but no one has come forward to me and said they've seen something. Obviously, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I think a lot of what's out there is our technology. Okay.
Only thing that's real is the Ford 302 and Leonard Skinner.
But I think honestly it makes a lot of sense that we were put here as an experiment.
Yeah.
And they come back and visit. And if
Yeah.
you think you're going to defend us against something that has the ability to do what was theoretically done, you're not going to stop it.
No.
Oh, dude.
No, have you ever? What's that show? I just watched it. Shit, it's really good too. That's another
Skinwalker?
show. No, no. Skinwalker's what you do on fucking chat roulette.
I watched it because I thought it was all about uncircumcised men, and it was
Yeah,
something
me
else.
too, dude. I was so
it was
disappointed.
actually good.
Dude.
I watched it. I enjoyed that. That's pretty weird shit.
Me and Mark are both disappointed on that shit, dude.
Right?
Yes, we're hoping for some uncircumcised wiener.
Yes, dude. Yes, dude. Yes, you are correct. We were bobbing for wieners, and we got upset that we couldn't, right, Mark? We couldn't bob for wieners ourselves.
That's true.
All right,
Yeah,
let me see. I'm gonna find this TV show, man. And they were just talking about it on Whatchacollar.
Oh, dude, I did rewatch.
Childhood's End. Have you guys ever seen that before?
No.
So it's about
No.
it's like it was on Sci-Fi like a long time ago. You can purchase it on iTunes, but essentially what happens is like the aliens come out of the sky. You know what I mean? And then they just park over top of us. You know what I mean? They're just chilling, and everybody's freaking out and shit. And then they send like some probe down to talk to, and they find a guy, and they're like, "This is the guy we want to communicate with." So we'll use this guy as a vessel for what we're saying. So they take this one guy, and essentially what it is they don't want to reveal themselves to the human race, because the human race, if they find out what they look like, are going to freak the fuck out. And it just so happens that all these aliens are cloven hooved, like winged red fucking devil looking, demon looking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a pretty cool series. It's pretty cool. Childhood, and I found that on Joe Rogan's podcast. He was talking about what's that one dude, the dude that was on with the reporter after what the hell's that guy's name? Chris
Corbell?
Yeah, he's the one that turned me on to it. Jeremy Corbell. He's the one that turned me on to it. It's a really good series. I watched it just because he
I think I heard him mention that or something like that. Yeah.
It's super sketch. Super sketch.
That's
cool. Check it out.
About that Mexican UFO alien thing, there are like statues of something that looks exactly like that found at various points around the globe. There's one in India, I think, one in Indonesia or something.
It can be somewhere. There's somewhere around there. There's some statues and effigies of that.
Over there at Puma Poo Poo or some shit.
Puma Poo Poo. Puma Poo Poo.
Arnak.
Just the fact I know Mark has been watching some alien documentaries because
I watch every documentary that captures my interest. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Hey, listen,
I've always been
when you come up with
it.
a word like Puma Poom Poo, you've been watching alien documentaries.
Yeah, I watch that. I watch aliens a lot, but that kind of like how they cut these.
Like he's trying to order a poo-poo platter.
Right.
Go ahead, Mark. I want you to finish what you're saying because I've seen what you're talking about. It's really strange.
Yeah, like they could. I'm more fascinating of the engineering of things. Okay,
yes.
So like you're telling me that this ancient civilization could cut these granite blocks and cut a square in them, but it doesn't go all the way through, and the corners are so perfect. If you put a straight edge on it and a piece of hair under there, then you can see light. Okay, that tells me that there were way more advanced civilizations before us.
I don't know if they were more advanced than us, but maybe they were advanced in another way.
Yeah, well, they were.
I mean?
Yes. I believe that that whole thing about frequencies can levitate things and pick things.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes
Coral Castle,
right,
dude.
There's one picture where the guy has a black box on top of a stone. Yep. That guy built. I've been there because we used to go at a field trip when I was in elementary school because I lived right near there, And that place is amazing. That one person built that place.
Those giant doors that fucking
Yeah,
spin
dude,
open.
the
You
door
just
weighs
tuck
like
barely
12,000 pounds. You
Yeah,
could open
dude.
your finger.
That shit is
Yeah.
fucking crazy, dude.
Right.
It is quite strange. I've been watching a little bit of YouTube here and there. I've been running into it where they're showing like it's almost like molten rock where they like were carving something out and then just fucking stopped. You know what I mean? Like, how do they do that shit? Like that giant obelisk that is they say quarried, but it's like cut out perfectly, sitting there, but the back side of it's not cut out. It's just like somebody took a cookie cutter and stuck it in the ground and then pulled it out like, we're not going to use that one.
Yeah.
Isn't that shit's crazy, dude.
There's a Sean Ryan podcast. I'll try to find it and send it to you.
Uh-huh.
Where this guy was his dad was a military contractor.
Uh-huh.
He had all his work was through the military, and they went to some base, and he had pictures of it. This tremendous stone slab that was like 15 foot thick, and like 12 foot wide, and they had it hovering. It was sitting there with some kind of box on it, and it was literally hovering. And they're like, you don't talk about what you see, all this shit, and they were testing these frequency things that could levitate tremendous objects.
I don't know, man. There's got to be some kind of lost technology. What's that, Chris?
I don't doubt that we have lost technology.
Yeah.
Have to, right?
Yeah, have you ever heard of that guy Matthias DeStefano?
Yeah,
No.
I think I have.
Heard the name.
Yes.
He's like this guy that claims to remember a whole bunch of his past lives and talks about his life in Atlanta. And he does. If he's not lying, he believes it. You know what I mean? He believes what he's saying. It's not coming off
disingenuous. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so interesting. He talks about how they lifted and moved, huge pieces of material with great ease, just simply using combined people's mental energy and sound vibrations and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, how else are you going to logistically build that fucking pyramid? How's that going to happen, dude?
Right.
Well, maybe just another thing I think too is that it just took a lot longer than people want to give it credit for. Like,
now, the way that they explain it to you with rollers through the sand and these granite blocks, dude, it's impossible to me. That's just impossible to me. I mean,
there's stones like in the King's Chamber. There's blocks of granite that we don't have cranes that can pick up now.
Right. Not lifted that high.
Yeah, not lifted that high. We can't do that shit now.
Right,
you know what I mean? With the technology we have today. So that's what makes me question it.
Yeah, I don't believe the whole pulleys and fucking oxen explanation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No,
I don't think we know how they did it.
But and you ever seen those documentaries on the inside those pyramids? There's channels in there that are like, I don't know, let's just say they're a foot square, and they put these rovers in there with camera systems.
Yes.
Like, how is that all built into this thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
And like the shaft points to a certain fucking star and shit like that. Shit is wild.
I honestly think, because a lot of the theories say that fucker generated power. Okay, because
that's like this isn't in the Watchtower
out of the atmosphere. Like Tesla.
It is in the Watchtower. It's in the Awake magazines. It's in the back section on the back page.
All right.
Yeah, in that shaft you're talking about. Like,
I don't like the fact that you did shaft like this. It's really weird because it's right in front of your. It's right in front of your mouth too. Which is really weird.
It points to where that star used to be with the precession of the equinox, much farther back in time than was previously imagined because of the wobble of the Earth.
Right.
So it puts this much farther date on it going back. There's this guy. Robert Grant, he's this polymath guy, super duper smart, and he has ins with the Egyptian Council of historical stuff, and he has spent multiple nights inside the pyramid. And apparently, like, he believes that the whole inside of it is this like sound resonance thing. So he like will get in the chamber and you can make a sound like ah, and like the entire pyramid glows and like lights up from the sound. It's supposedly wild.
Imagine dropping ass in the pyramid. Now that would be pretty cool. It's all resonating and rocks are falling and.
I'm sure it's been done.
So you guys, and somebody sent me a message, so I gotta mention this. But so do you guys believe in the what is that? The mud flood, the Tartarians? Was that what they're? Am I saying it right, Seth? The Tartarians, like the giant people. Maybe just the people that built the pyramids were. Maybe they're just giants back then. Maybe they're just some big ass dudes doing that shit.
Well, everything was big at one point in time. Trees, animals. Why not human beings? I get it. Makes sense,
right?
You know, when there's more oxygen in the air, bigger
well,
things.
Isn't there like a big old stink that's saying that the Smithsonian had all them giant bone specimens and they just fucking like lost them or like destroyed them or some shit?
There's myths all over everywhere in the world. It's like dragons and giants are like two things in any ancient civilization talks about them.
Yeah,
like,
fire in the sky has never been disproven. Mark is correct.
Yeah.
Those dudes all passed a fucking lie detector test several
multiple
times.
polygraph tests and everything.
Travis Walton was abducted by fucking aliens, dude.
I think he went on Rogan. He went on.
Yeah. Yes,
he doesn't like to talk about it. And they're all like, he's like, dude, this shit ruined my life. You know, I haven't made money on this. This isn't about money. He goes, I'm just telling you what happened. Okay.
Right.
And there is no explanation for that.
No, definitely.
He said that the movie was embellished a good bit, but for the most part, the story is like the alien part where he was in the sack and they cut it open and all that. He goes, a lot of that I don't think happened. He goes, but the basis of the story is correct.
He was abducted, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying.
There's just, there's some certain places around the world that are just fucking super creepy, man, no matter what. You know what I mean? I don't know if you ever been to, like, visited or went somewhere and you're like, man, this fucking place feels off.
I've been here, yeah.
Yeah, not been here, but it just feels off. Like there's some other shit going on at this place. The Great Serpent Mound in Ohio gave me that fucking vibe. Like, that was really fucking, that place is really weird. It gives off a really weird fucking vibe. You know what I mean? It's like a really weird vibration. And the area, the town that the Mothman prophecies is all about. That fucking town is really sketchy too, dude. That's a really sketchy area down there. There feels like there's some shit going on down there. I need to remember, I will find out, but I know someone whose sister lives down there in the area where they're saying, like, there's no cell phone reception, like, it's all, like, it's really sketchy out there. There's, like, a big, like, radio antenna or some shit. She lives around in there. Her sister says there's sketchy shit going on all the time around there.
I'm going to be there in 9 days. I'll check it out.
Where?
I'm going to go to Point Pleasant.
Man, that's awesome, dude. That's rad.
Yeah.
It's like 5 hours from me. It's definitely worth the trip if you ever get to go.
I'm missing Mothman weekend, but I just want to go.
I missed it too. I was gonna go. We went last year, and I was like, man, let's go back for the Mothman Festival. But they actually moved location. We went to the original Mothman Museum. They actually have a new location now. The old Mothman Museum was right next to the actual big, like, stainless steel statue of Mothman. Now I think they moved it a little bit. But it's super cool, man. They got, like, they have, like, a little museum in there, like, with police reports and, like, clothing and just, like, evidence and stuff like that. So Mothman's totally real. Totally. It happened.
I feel like Mothman's.
What's that?
I'm hyped, man. Mothman is encrypted.
The Mothman is definitely real. I think.
Definitely. There's no question in my mind.
100%.
Yeah. So we went from giants to Mothman, just so everybody knows.
Mothman is a giant. It's a giant moth.
Oh, yes. It is.
Yes.
So we're still
It's a
same
humanoid.
topic. Same topic, just off
you're
geared
the
a little bit.
cryptoid topic,
Yeah. Right.
which is fun.
We're kicking ass on this podcast
Dude,
tonight.
I was in Portland, Maine well, no, I go every year, but I think 2 years ago I went to the cryptozoology museum they have there, and it was super sweet. It's like this little weird storefront, but it was awesome. You would love it, TJ.
I want to go to. Jennifer really wants to go to Salem for Halloween, dude. You know.
I mean, yeah,
It sounds super touristy, trappy, but I'm like, I might be down for that. You know what I mean?
it's a ton of cool stuff to do around
A
there.
bunch
Too.
of scorned women walking around there. When I went there, man,
What did you say,
I went
Chris?
for the kids. It's a bunch of scorned women walking around. It's a bunch of
Cool.
scorned women that think they're witches, and they're angry. They
Oh,
got.
I thought you said we could
open
score.
around there.
It's a lot of Stevie Nicks fans walking around. Like it's
Well,
yeah.
what Joe Rogan say? Joe Rogan says all the time that the whole Salem witch trials, all that shit was due to the ergot poisoning. Everybody was tripping their balls off and thinking they were witches and shit, and started burning people. Like the wheat
mold on
mold on the wheat made all you guys around there crazy, which makes total sense because look how Seth acts.
He's definitely
Seth
some
acts
mold.
like an ergot reject. You know what I mean? Like.
Hey, listen, you get real
Hey,
close
listen.
with that word. Get real close. I love Joe
Real
Rogan.
close.
If Joe Rogan's like Joe Rogan is the Ancient Aliens version of psychedelics.
Uh-huh.
When you can't explain what happened, he's like, dude, it was magic mushrooms, bro, and he always wants to be psychedelic.
Listen,
What Moses saw a burning bush? He was on mushrooms.
do you eat a lot of magic mushrooms, Seth?
Not in a long time.
You should. First of all, you should. Secondly, once you do mushrooms again, as an older man, you're gonna be like, okay, like I get why Joe Rogan's always suggesting that mushrooms fix everything.
It's always the go-to for everything. It's kind of funny.
If all
I think last
politicians were fucking required to get dosed out of their mind, the world would be a better place.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't let them make any decisions.
Right. I mean, not wild dose, but they need to go on they need to go talk to their spirit animal. They need to go talk to the higher intelligence. They need to go speak to that person for a little bit. They need to see the world with the veil pulled back a little bit. You know what I mean?
I do think you need a little bit of that in your life. Everyone needs a little bit of it.
A reset.
My friend used to grind it up in his coffee and brew coffee, and it was awesome.
I'm going to tell you guys something.
Mushrooms, a little bit of caffeine. It's nice.
I went and seen the aliens on my birthday. So,
The paper mache ones?
Yes, the paper mache aliens is what I seen. They just happen to be little dudes too, Mark. So
It was at Uriah's school.
So I ate a bunch of mushrooms, okay? And then I was like, I was feeling real good about life. You know what I mean? Everybody was over. I had the whole family over and stuff. And everyone that showed up brought me some edibles, some marijuana edibles. So, I was taking these things, like my cousin's wife, she's like, I brought you something, I didn't know what to get you, so I got you these edibles. So, I'm like, all right, cool, man, So I eat one of these edibles, not realizing that what I was eating is 4 doses. So, I had fucking 100 milligram shot, just bang, right out of the gate, you know what I mean? And then, a few minutes later, my buddy gives me some, and I took another one thinking the same thing, because I'm used to the doses that I get are 10 milligrams, you know what I mean? So I'm eating these like those. So I take another one. Guess what? That's another 4-piecer that should have been, 4 pieces. I took another 100 milligrams. So not only am I tripping on shrooms, but I've eaten almost 300 grams of fucking edibles. You know what I mean? Dude, it was really bad. It was really
You're up there
bad.
with Joey Diaz.
Bro,
I don't know how you stayed awake.
I couldn't sleep, dude. I was so fucking paranoid. Jennifer had to take me in the house. She's like, dude, you gotta relax. I couldn't sit down.
Yeah,
everybody's hanging out around the table, and I couldn't sit. I was like, I have to walk or something. We have to do some sort of activity. You know what I mean?
Activity.
Yeah, we need an activity. It doesn't have to be strenuous. Just an activity of some sort. Let's build a Lego house or something. Cause I'm fucking out of my mind right now, dude. I had the worst dream. I mean, it was good, but it was also bad. You know what I mean? I had like a fever dream. It was crazy. I went to planet fucking Pluto without a doubt. And I've just been like, I've been off the edibles ever since, man. I'm afraid to go back down the rabbit hole. No mushrooms, no edibles. I'm afraid now. It feared me.
Why don't you just take it easy?
Huh?
Why don't you just take it easy and go light?
Well, you know, but I'm just so scared now. I feel like I've destroyed my tolerance. Now I'm worried that, like, now that if I smoke, like, I get fucking all, like, geeked out when I smoke now. So I've not been doing a lot of that either. Like, it ruined me. Like, I went and talked to the devil, and I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can have that happen, man. I took like 2 or 3 hits of acid.
Let's go to the jungle.
And I've never been able to do it again since, because I feel like I'd lose my mind.
The 4 of us should get together. Me, you, Mark, and Jacob, and go to the jungle and puke and shit on ourselves and go talk to the aliens. That'll be cool, right?
There you go.
Yeah? Will you do it, Mark? What is that stuff called?
Ayahuasca?
Yes.
Interested. I know a guy.
Chris would know a guy. Yeah, Chris would know a guy.
These little elf people, I'm like, I can't do that. It sounds scary. It sounds too scary.
It's too scary, man. Dude, I as much as I think that would help me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to hang out with you guys if you're doing it, because I'm a fucking pussy when it comes to that shit. I had a buddy come over.
You wouldn't be hanging out with us. You're either doing it or you're not going.
Yeah.
You're either puking or shitting with us or you're not going, dude. Also, Mark's going to be like, Leonard Skinner's not real.
Yeah, that's what it is. I had a guy come over to my shop, and he's like, hey, is there any, what's that blue bottle? That looks like a nitrous bottle. I go, yeah, it's a nitrous bottle. And he goes, is there any in it? I go, I think it's like half full. And he's like, can I go get it? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, what are you doing with that? And he goes, you've never huffed nitrous? And I go, dude, that's for a fucking engine. Yeah. I go, that's not the shit that Dennis has. And he's like, dude, you got to try it, right? So I'm like, he climbs up in the loft and he gets down the nitrous bottle and he cleans it off and he's like, cracks the thing open, he puts it in his mouth, and then he's like, and then he's like, he's just going like this. He's like, come on, you got to try it. It only lasts for like 10 seconds, right? So I'm like, all right, give me the fucking bottle. Dude, I'm just standing there and he's like, what? And I go, we were in the back of my shop. I have a refrigerator back there. I go, dude, I never realized the refrigerator made so much noise because everything was like. So next thing I know, right?
Yeah.
I go, okay, I'm good with this. I go, I know for a fact it's got sulfur in it. It's probably not a good thing to put into your body.
Uh-huh.
Well, I go, you do. He hits the bottle like 3 more times. I got my back to him. I'm walking out into the shop. And I hear this crash, and I turn around, and he's on the ground like fucking dead fish, flopping, right? He falls on the bottle, splits his eye open, breaks the gauge on my fucking $400 nitrous bottle, and then he's like, I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like getting ready to call the wife.
Me and Bill been huffing nitrous.
She's like, I knew you were up to no good back here.
Yeah.
So, luckily, he got up.
Oh my God.
He had to go get some stitches. And that bottle's never been touched since. But
when I was, I want to say mid-20s, there used to be a festival here down the road, like maybe 10, 15 minutes up the road away from me. There's a big campground there called the Golden Eye Campground. And it was like a hookah fest, or, all the trippy bands, man, would get together, and it'd be like the traveling fucking Grateful Dead circus, you know what I'm saying? They're selling patchouli and fucking frankincense and, shitty smelling tie-dye shirts and shit like that. And got some really cool bands. So I ate like a fucking shitload of mushrooms, right? So we're walking around having a great time. And then someone fucking was like, here, man, and hands me this fucking nitrous balloon that was probably... it had to be that big around. It was humongous. So I start huffing on this thing. And mind you, I'm tripping. I walked right through a campfire barefoot. Right through it. Not on purpose, not like, hey man, watch it. I'm just so fucked up. I walked through this dude's campfire barefoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not good, dude. Not good. My other buddy hit the balloon and fucking fell down, and we thought he was dying. He was doing the...
He was doing the fish.
Yeah, he was fucked up, too. Yeah, not cool, dude. I just got a really bad case of the wah-wahs. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, it was not good.
So bad for that stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the first and only and last time I've ever done anything like that, except for a couple times on Thanksgiving, I might huff the fucking gas out of the whipped cream can, you know, occasionally. You know, just for a little ha-has, you know, just a little funnies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me you never did whippets, Chris.
When I was 14, we used to,
All right.
we used to go to like this place to skateboard, and one time we realized like the back door to Burger King was open and they had a nitrous tank in there. So we all ran in and did gigantic hits of nitrous. And I ran out the door. I made it, I guess, about 15 feet and passed out and flew over in the drive-through ground and like skidded across the ground, cut my chin. My friend had to pick me up and like move.
See, now you know why it makes cars so fast.
Yeah. I've only had one experience in my life where I blacked out doing shit I shouldn't do. I was drinking really heavily, and I was like young, like way too young to be drinking. You know, I mean, we just got a hold of some alcohol, so I was like probably borderline alcohol poisoning. You know what I mean? Because we were fucking dumbass kids. And my buddy's like, "Hey man, I've got a gravity bong," and I'm like, "Cool, let's do it." And it's a 5-gallon bucket in a fucking bathtub, and he pulls it up and fucking fills it full of smoke, and then I just fucking whoop. I took the hit, fucking fell back, hit my head on the back on the sink, fucking knocked myself out. I could have died. You know, in all reality, I could have fucking died. That could have killed me. You know, falling on my head like that.
Right?
Oh yeah, easily. Now that I'm older, I'm like, Jesus, I could have been fucking dead. You know what I mean? I'm just laying there, smoke's rolling out. I'm like, they're taking Polaroid pictures of me and shit. I mean, that's like a fucking crime scene. You know what I'm saying?
I draw a big dick.
You guys are all like, oh yeah,
give me
dude.
some lipstick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm that guy.
Yeah. Listen, Mark, I can't tell you the times in my life where I've had shit drawn on my fucking face. Yeah, I've had shit drawn on my face before. I've woken up. I think Jennifer's done shit to me while I was sleeping before. Oh, right? Yeah, easily. I used to fart on my brother's face when he was little.
Oh yeah,
I would come home like from a night of partying, and my brother'd be knocked out on the couch, you know, like with Turok the dinosaur hunter going on an N64,
smelling salt treatment,
and I just walk up to him, and I was a dickhead brother. I would bare ass on his cheek, you know what I mean? Like, just fucking snap one off on him. I also used to dangle spit over his face and suck it back up. Yeah. Apparently, he's really clung on to that memory, because that's every time he talks about his childhood.
Throws it back in your face.
That's what he says. You used to hold me down and hang spit over my fucking face.
Yeah, dude, that's to a kid. That's traumatic.
Yes,
you know?
dude. Yeah, I was brutal to my little brother.
Yeah,
brutal, dude. Brutal. You were always the little brother, so you could never do any of that stuff because you were the smallest.
Well, I have a younger brother, Keith,
who's also bigger than you. That will kick your ass.
He's taller than me, but he can't kick my ass. I'm way stronger. But him and I always got along well. Yeah, we always got along real well. You know, my sister was the one that we had some knockdown, drag out fights. Go figure, right? But my brother and I and then my two half brothers, we always get along. And my two boys, Scott and JT, they're tight. I mean, I've never. Both of them did martial arts. Scott's doing
that kind of stuff humbles people.
Well, see,
I very humble spirit when you do things like that. You know
I always made sure my kids were in organized sports. Like Chris, when Alex posts those pictures of the football games, I think I love that. Because you know what? It takes me back to when my kids were playing tackle, you know, and I was involved in it, coaching and everything. I love that. You know, I hated it. I didn't hate it when it was going on, but I miss it now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, Alex is actually coaching this year.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I love that. Man,
I thought foosball was the devil, man. What happened, bro?
Foosball.
I thought foosball was the devil. Guess not. I have a hard time like even wrapping my head around putting a helmet on my kid and telling him to run face first into another kid. I don't get it. I love football. I'm a big football dude, but dudes that little, like little dudes playing football, is weird to me.
I don't know. You know what it is?
I've just seen a lot of fucking toxic behavior in my life in football, and it's just like younger, especially
the toxic behavior when
like
you
there's
like
a lot of dads and coaches out there that are not
is
good-hearted
parents.
people.
Yeah, the toxic behavior is the parents. Or if you get a coach that never made it in college ball, he's usually going to be an asshole.
Right.
Okay. But if you look at it the way I did, which was they came to me and said, "Do you want to coach the team?" And I'm like, "Why would you pick me? I don't know much about football. I watch some football, but I mean," and they're like, "Because you're the only parent that drops his kid off, stays here and watches, takes your kids home. You know, you show involvement with your kids." So then I'm like, "Okay, can we make play?" I went online. I had a play that worked every time. I would take if we were like 1 point down, you know, towards the end of the game, we call this one play where every kid lines up on the right side of the quarterback and the center. Okay, like the whole all the way to the sideline. Okay, and the kids that are playing, you know, the other team, they don't know what to do. And it's a quick play where they go out, they line up, and there's like it's an instant hike. Okay, because they're all looking at the coach. What do we do? What do we do? And by that time, I would just send everybody this way, and one guy would shoot across. He'd always be wide open. Touchdown every time. I came up with a lot of trick plays and stuff. I love the innocence of the game. You have to look at it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't care if we won or lost.
Right.
But
There's just, there is a contingent of fucking parents out there that are just trashy fucking human beings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trash people, dude. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
It's fucking terrible. They're just not good people, man.
Well, I'll tell
Chris,
you what,
man, did we not? Should we? We're not boring you, are you? Are we?
No, it's awesome.
Okay, all right. Because I know, you know, we didn't really try
No,
when we started
we're
this.
just hanging, man.
We're not really good at, you know, we're not good at trying, dude. You know what I mean?
We're pretty good at trying. We've talked about 40 subjects tonight.
Oh, it is good.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I was just wondering. I'm semi-delirious right now.
Bro,
Yeah.
we talked about aliens, government conspiracies, folding space and time. We talked about microspace.
Listen, there's one thing we haven't talked about. We have to talk about, and it's politics.
All right, let's do it.
Listen, no, not in that way. Tell me the super tag team of all super tag teams, Donald Trump and Robert Kennedy Jr. How fucking dope would that be, dude? How dope would that be?
Yeah.
That would totally peel everyone's wig back, dude.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would.
Everyone's wig would get peeled back on that
RFK
one.
won't do it.
Huh?
RFK won't do
No,
it.
he won't. He won't.
He's looking at libertarian. Yeah.
He's got many policies that go against Trump's.
It would be
yeah.
a good thing if he runs libertarian because it'll drag a lot of the Democrat Party away from Biden.
They like, you know, pick and choose, obviously, little snippets of what he says. But when you listen to him talk long form in context, it's all good.
Dude, I'm going to tell you
for
this
a
right
Democrat,
now.
I
If
agree.
you've not listened to RFK Jr. on the Rogan podcast, dude, wow. He's not the dude I thought he was. That's for sure. I have to admit
They're never going to put him up as the nominee. And I'm not even so sure that by the end of this, they don't kick Biden to the curb. There's just too much baggage there. And if they bring out that idiot from California, it's over.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think there's going to be an election. So there's that.
You think?
Nope.
It's going to be Big Mike and Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
Mike.
Seth
Big
doesn't
Mike.
get down. Seth doesn't get down with the Big Mike conspiracy. It bothers Seth.
What Big Mike conspiracy? I'm confused.
Big Mike Obama, my boy. You know who Big Mike is. Come on,
Oh
cuz.
yeah, Big Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
Big Mike. You know what I mean?
Wiener City.
My husband, Michael, you don't make that fucking... My wife, Michael, you don't make that mistake that many times and it not be real, dude. Joan Rivers is like, everybody knows that she's
dead now.
That she's a
because
man.
she
Yeah,
opened
that
her
bitch
mouth.
died
Yeah.
because of that shit, homie. You know, listen, dude. Listen, dude. That's Big Mike. That's Big Mike. She used to play linebacker for the Bears in '86. That bitch, that's a big bitch, dude.
Right? You know, Big Mike don't have no ceiling fan over the bed.
Mark Tanner, baby.
Oh God.
I've accidentally called my wife Kyle 0 times.
Right?
Right.
I've never called Jennifer a dude's name once. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, come on, dude.
How many times do you call her Joe?
Never.
Big Mike. I love that Chris said Big Mike. I love that for you, Chris. That's great, dude.
It's obvious, but it's obvious that's what they're going to roll out. That's their nuke. That's their tactical nuke.
It has to be, right? Because what else can they do at this point, dude? You know what I mean? Because who do they got? They've got nobody, dude.
They're going to try American Psycho.
I don't think
That's coming soon.
What now? What now?
They're going to try out American Psycho. Newsom.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to try out Newsom any day now. That's going to roll.
Yeah.
They're going to realize at the last minute it's not going to work. They're going to drop the big Mike bomb and
Coming in for big swing.
America's first transgender president, Big Mike.
But you know, have you ever seen the video where Big Mike was dancing on Ellen? There is definitely a breeze coming out of them pants. That fucking radiator hoses. You could tell that it just moves slower and gentle. That it's fucking. Like if I jump up and down, it goes really fast. But that bitch is like a metronome. Bubble.
We're definitely getting kicked off the internets for this one, dude.
Yeah, right.
The internets can't take it, dude.
Like that.
Listen, man. I honestly don't believe there's going to be an election, dude. I just don't believe it.
I think
do not believe it because there's no way
will
they
go
can't.
into a fucking meltdown if
They
they try
can't,
that.
dude. Listen, they can't do what they did the last time. It's not.
No,
Gonna
they
work
can't
this
get
time.
away with that again.
no, they're looking for a new way to make that happen.
Yeah, but they've had 4 years to do it. And trust me, like they did to Trump, they had 4 years to plan what they did. Now they've got to change it up, and nothing would surprise me at this point.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing would be very surprising about it, but I just don't see a scenario where they can pull that off. You know what I mean? And I don't think that they're ready to relinquish power. You know what I mean? People are like, that's like a religion for them right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's a religion. Like some of like even like the issues per state are like, you know, that are coming up on the ballot are like, you know, listen, we don't want no abortion at all. I don't care if your brother gave you a baby or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the shit is so black and white now. Like not only figuratively but literally black and white now that there's no in between at all anymore.
People have lost the ability to process context.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So they just hear the headlines and
it's a soundbite. Yeah. It's a soundbite for a particular reaction, no context whatsoever. It's just like, this guy said this, and this 45-minute speech, here's 3 seconds of what he said. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you were just saying about RFK. That's what they do to him.
Yeah, they're gonna bury him.
You know, they're gonna. Well, no question. Well, look what they did to fucking Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
They fucking hosed that dude twice. They hosed him twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Well, with RFK now, they're refusing to give him Secret Service protection, which is insane. They give that to all candidates, and multiple members of his family have had their heads blown off.
Yeah.
When are some of these fucking people gonna die? Like fucking Janet Yellen. That lady needs to fucking. These people need to go. Holy shit! Fucking die already. You're 100.
Still It's all just
that book that RFK wrote, the real Anthony Fauci. I listened to that on audiobook. That is probably some of the most compelling fucking shit I've ever listened to in my life.
I can't get the book because I know it's going to make me so angry.
I'm going to tell you right now, unequivocally, our government has been aware of what they've been shooting into us. They know what they're shooting into us. They know it's not good for us. I'm telling you, listen, you can get it in an audiobook form, read it, whatever you want to do. But the real Anthony Fauci, you have to listen to that. That is fucking wild, bro.
Really?
What they
Yeah,
just what they did under Anthony Fauci's watch to the AIDS during the AIDS epidemic with that AZT is unforgivable. That dude, those people should be fucking in prison for the rest of their lives.
You do realize they're trying to roll this out again. You watch within 6 months, 4 months of the election.
It's not going to happen. They just tried it a couple of months ago. They're like, there's this new form of the hootie doo that's out. We can't say that on here, Mark, by the way. Don't say that word. But the new hootie doo's out, and everybody's got to go get the new booster for the new hootie doo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My
the
brother
hootie doos,
that lives up
people
by
aren't fucking. It's just like the aliens. It fell short.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody's buying that shit again.
Nobody's buying it again.
Except old people are about it.
I go pick up my fucking kid from school, and there's this fucking overweight, pink-haired fucking dude that's wearing like fucking rainbow t-shirts every fucking day. He's got like 45 gummy bracelets on his fucking wrist and shit, and he's got all lives matter fucking cloth mask on every day, and I just want to get out of my fucking, because he sits there
cross body block that fucking
he
clown.
sits there. No, this is what he does while you're sitting in line. He goes like this the whole time.
You don't fuck with him.
It's getting to the point where it's uncontrollable. I'm gonna say I'm waiting for him to be a dick, and then I'm gonna lay into him. You know what I mean? Right. But it just super irritates the shit out of me, this guy. First of all, I don't need you to go like this. I'm fucking old enough and good enough at driving to know that when the kid ahead of me gets in his fucking mom and dad's car, I'm to pull up. I don't need you to go like this the whole fucking time I'm standing there, guy. You know what I mean? And
he works there?
He works in the school, sir. And I'm never going to ask my son about the guy. I'm not going to be like, Raya, who's that dude? I don't want to draw attention, like negative attention, and my son pick up on me being negative towards somebody because of, he's a fucking clear fucking fruit booty. I'm just like, listen, I'm not that way. I'm just saying, dude, like, why do you have to wear all that fucking shit, like,
He's looking for attention.
From kids.
I give him
which
some
is
fucking
super
attention.
Weird.
I told you, my kid came home with a video of,
not that there's
in high school, of a girl walking her boyfriend on a leash with furry costume on. Mm. I go, oh, is it fucking Halloween? And he's like, no, that's a furry. I go, what the fuck is a furry? He goes, they identify as cats. I go, let me explain something to you, son. If you don't go punch that fucker in the face, you're not in
dude, this ain't 1970, first of all. Second of all, it's completely off the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is this dude is still wearing a fucking mask, bro. Outside, dude. Like, what are you doing with your fucking life, man?
Yeah, we got them around here. People are doing that.
Why are you still got your mask on, bro?
If I see an 80-year-old man wearing a mask, I don't have any issue with it.
I don't have any problem with. I don't have any problem with an elderly person doing that.
Right.
Because if you see, most elderly people have the N93s. They're actually wearing fucking like a real mask, not a fucking my wiener matters in your butthole fucking mask. You know what I mean? Like it's all sparkly and fucking got dildos hanging off of it and shit.
Right.
Like get the fuck out of here, bro.
Right.
Like you're just wearing that because you don't want nobody to see your face. Because everyone knows you're fucking weird, dude. You're weird.
Yeah.
You're looking for attention at the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not there to draw attention to yourself. You're there to fucking teach and fucking help out with kids. Nobody gives a fuck what you're doing with your wiener later on, dude. It's kind of fucking weird, bro.
The tuck and tape
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
it's
no, I'm
definitely
cool with
fucking
him
takes back.
tucking. I'm cool with him taping. I'm cool with him gargling large testicles if that's what he wants to do. You just shouldn't be fucking like, like, hey, this is what I do at home at fucking school. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with all that. It's just, I think it's weird at school, dude. Like kids aren't allowed to wear T-shirts that say "Virginity Rocks."
Come on, what?
Danny Duncan, that famous YouTuber?
Yeah.
Kids get fucking suspended from school if they don't take off those fucking T-shirts. But this fucking fruit booty's got a fucking, I'm an ally fucking rainbow fucking T-shirt on. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking weird, dude. It's weird, man. It's weird, dude. It's weird,
You're not
dude.
wrong.
It's weird. He's just chanting voodoo enchantments at you, dude. That's probably totally true, man. He's probably trying to put that dick spell on me, trying to enter
Dude,
me.
I'm just gonna say this: society is literally imploding around us.
Yeah, dude.
But it is.
Yeah, dude. It's exactly what happened with the Romans, man. Look what the fuck they did. You know what I mean? What happened to the Romans is happening to us, dude. It's the same fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
They're all obsessed with fucking sex and fucking, identifying certain things, and then that shit just crumbled. That's what's gonna happen to us.
Yeah.
And the Russians and the Chinese and all them that fucking, what are those, the South Africans? They're gonna fucking destroy us, dude. We're done, bros.
It's by design. It's not like we can't stop it. We could stop it in 2 seconds if we wanted to.
Right.
I mean,
what do they say?
Go back to being a bully and it's over.
What's that fucking saying, Seth? Soft men.
Hard times make strong, something like that. That one.
Hard times make hard men. Hard times make soft men. Soft men make hard times. Is that it? Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I'm just like, this is the way I'm looking. All right, this is the way I look at it. I want you to look at this generation of what's going on right now, and then think about your grandfather. He was fucking. Go watch Band of Brothers. If you haven't seen Band of Brothers on fucking HBO, go fucking watch that. Go watch that, and then go turn on YouTube or TikTok and watch these fucking fruit booties dancing around, fucking wearing fucking lipstick and makeup and fucking got their titties duct taped together and shit like that to look like they got titties. You know what I mean? You fucking weirdos, man. Fucking weirdos. Hey, can you give me a non-docking hole, please? I'm done with my dangler. I want a non-docking hole, please. I just want like a shallow like entry spot that's really not used for anything. You know what I mean?
Shrimp just filleted open.
Yeah, and then think about your grandfather riding in one of those fucking boats that's getting ready to splash on shore in Normandy. He's like 17, and there's some fucking Nazis shooting fucking machine guns at him and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's really strange the times we live in, dude. Just harder men.
My kids and their friends, I have good feelings about like the kids that are like 6 to 12 right now. They're pretty like hip to what's going on. You'd be surprised.
I don't know if I wouldn't, like, my son is in that age group there, and he is completely shut off to all of it.
Good.
You know what I mean? He's like completely shut. My son is going to be 12 in November 11th. He'll be 12. He doesn't even have a cell phone. We bought him a cell phone. He used it one fucking day. Didn't charge it. I was like, "Where's your cell phone?" And he's like, "It's in my room." I was like, why aren't you answering any text messages? He's like, "Oh, well, I need to charge it." I was like, "Well, what if I want to text you?" He's like, "Can't you just come back and tell me?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't you just come to my room and tell me? And I'm like, "Sure, dude." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. I can't just walk back there and be like, 'Hey, dude, what are you doing?'" You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, my kids have at young ages, but they all had like Life 360 on them. I did it more for security, that we know where they are all the time.
Right, of course. And that's why we did it. Yeah.
That was your primary reason?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
That was our reason, too.
I pushed back because I was like, I'm kind of old-fashioned. I don't think you need it. And then Kate and I sat down and discussed it, and she was like, I can put Life 360 and track them every move they make. And I'm like, okay, then I'm good with it, you know.
Well, it's just, and I just, if you think about the current times that we live in, like in the things that you've seen happen in public schools over the last decade, it's like, it would be nice for my son to be able to send me a fucking text message and be like, yo, some shit's going down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I can fucking strap up and go in there like fucking Rambo. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not waiting for the police. You know what I mean? I'm trying to strap up, do some Rambo type shit. You know what I mean? Shit. I'm trying to do me some Die Hard like Bruce Willis up in that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that, dude. It's definitely going to be the dude that's in the school line going like this. It's going to be him that does it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's the one that gets the boot to the fucking head.
It's really strange that we even talk about things like that nowadays. I remember when you guys know this, when we were younger, there was none of that. Like, if there's a fucking problem at school, we are meeting down the street and we're going to fucking beat the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? Then we're going to go home and it's just, and the next time I see that dude in the hallway, it's like, what's up, you fucking asshole? But that's it. You know what I mean? There's a mutual, we pounded respect into each other. You know what I mean? Like, now they're pounding something, but it ain't respect. You know what I mean? It's really weird. You know? Super strange.
I was in school. You didn't even get suspended for a fight. You could fight in school, and you would get a detention.
Right.
One detention.
Yeah.
Now, there's a fight in school, the police come and take everybody.
Dude, it's really crazy, dude. You're right, dude. Well, I've said this on this podcast before. I went to fucking school with a pickup truck. I had a gun in my truck.
Yep.
In high school. On several occasions in the parking lot. A 12-gauge shotgun with fucking a full box of fucking shells, the whole 9 yards. Right in the back window of the truck, dude. And not an eye was batted.
Nope.
Nobody ever ran to their pickup truck to get the shotgun. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was actually, my senior year in high school, I was in an indictment. We were indicted by the county grand jury, for a big fight we had at the end of the school year. Two kids, a kid from my class and a kid from the auto body class, you know, they didn't like each other all year. The last day of school, we had one of them fucking, what is that West Side Story rumbles, you know, like the Outsiders, where like the whole fucking, like the auto tech juniors and seniors versus the carpentry juniors and seniors. There's like 40 people in this parking lot beating the shit out of each other. It was so bad. Yeah, it was really bad, but there was no guns involved whatsoever. Nobody pulled the gun out. We were just beating the shit out of each other, you know? It's weird how... Huh?
It wouldn't even be on your...
No, it wasn't even...
think to get it done.
No, it wasn't even on our mind. Like, I want to kill this dude. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I want you to die now. You know what I mean? Yeah, that never crossed my mind not one time as a kid. Never.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Like, although, I mean... Some of the stuff back then, though, like when I was in high school, my shop teacher used to take us outside to smoke cigarettes. I look back at it, I'm like, I would never be 45 smoking cigarettes with 15-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But, I remember one time some kid in the lunchroom called me gay, so I took my tray and smashed him in the face with it. Mm-hmm. I got 2 detentions. That's it. I would have went to jail like 10 years later.
That would be felonious assault nowadays. You'd be fucking... They would send you to juvie for fucking 9 months for that shit now.
Instead, the guy laughed who sent me to detention.
When in my high school, they had 0 tolerance for fighting. Mm-hmm. So if you came up to me, TJ, and hit me, and I hit you back... We're both out for 5 days, unexcused absences for 5 days. You fail the year. So there was very few fights. But like I said, you wouldn't crawl around in my high school with a leash on and a furry fucking hat. It would not happen. You know, like it's like we put JT in a private school from when he was in 3rd grade to 11th, and then he came to me and he's like, "Dad, I want a real prom. I want a real school, not 8 kids in the class." And I go, "Okay, you got it. But we're going to watch. You have to do well." And he did very well. It was like culture shock to my kid. He's like, "Holy fuck." As much as I hated 8 kids in the class. Now, he went out and blossomed and met a ton of friends, you know. But he was like, I'm glad that he did the last year in a real high school. You know, it was good for him. You know, I mean, and the kid was going into his 12th grade. He was halfway done because he was working from home during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he only needed half the amount of credits, and I'm like, how can you fuck this up? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he did very well. But I'm glad I gave him that because it helped him grow up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like see another world other
Right.
than same 8 kids.
Right. Yeah, I can only imagine what that was like for him.
Right.
That had to be definitely, you know,
Yeah,
that had to
it
be
was a
definitely
culture shock.
Yeah, there's no way it wasn't.
Right.
I can just
Right.
tell you from my son transitioning from 5th grade to 6th grade, which is junior high, you know what I mean? Like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, they're all together. He's still having trouble adjusting to that. You know what I mean? Still, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so I can only imagine JT going his even into high school, his senior year. You're like, you know what? I want to go to public school, Dad. You know what I mean? That had to be fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah. So
especially down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad I did it. You know, I'm glad I did it.
I mean, well, how's he doing right now with college and everything? How's everything going?
He came down 3 weekends ago,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, Dad, can we go in the shop and weld? And I'm like, yeah. And he learned stick. Now he's doing TIG,
mm-hmm.
and he had never done MIG welding, which he still hasn't done it at school.
Uh-huh.
And it's completely different forms, but I'm like, here you go. Here's my helmet. Here's this. Here's that. I'll set the machine up and gave him some scrap metal.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell by the sound of the machine. And I'm like, this motherfucker's got it going on.
Nice.
I'm like, he's better than me. Yeah.
Nice.
Son of a bitch. But it's worth it. So he's doing really well. He's got 8 more months with pipe fitting, and then he'll be done. And he'll be certified. Out of 32 kids in his class, only 2 went on to the next phase, and he was one of them. So I'm happy. Like
my grandfather.
He's
did
the
some
kind of
welding,
kid,
pipe fitter stuff.
He's the kind of kid that he has to be taught a certain way, which is why we put him in the private school. But when he gets it, okay, like
he gets it.
He played every sport. I bought him BMX bikes and he raced. He played baseball. He played football. And at the time, he was too little to really be good at any of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day he says, Dad, I want to do karate. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So we went and found a place. Dude, I'm like, this kid is ready to fillet other kids because he started getting size, started working out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, he's a freaking athlete now. You know what I'm saying? And just over the last 3 years, he's turned into a man. You know, I'm really proud of the direction that he's.
Awesome. That's good. I'm glad he's doing well.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's got his own apartment. He works part-time. He's going to school. He's learning what it is to not have a full pantry. I know my wife's sending him money all the time, but I'm like, listen, just give him money because she can keep an eye on his bank account. And I'm like, look, I don't want him working more hours, you know, so that he can eat. We'll just give him the money because I want him.
Focus on his studies.
Yes.
Focus on his studies.
Yeah. And he's doing really well. I'm happy with that.
In the long run, that'll pay off, dude. You know, in the long run, that'll pay off. You know, that little extra money that you spent, he's going to be much better for it. Yeah. I mean, like you said, he's already fucking probably better at you than laying a line. You know, he's probably stacking dimes already.
I've only self-taught myself, and I'm not far from great at it, but I'm very good at the measurements and the design part of it, but so we're going to do something once he gets out, whether open it. You know, I believe he should go work for someone for a year or two, get more experience, and then we'll open a shop.
Yeah.
You know, something that, you know, I really want him to do aluminum. And like down here with all the boating industry, dude, you can make a fortune doing tuna towers and stuff like that if you know what you're doing, you know. So we'll see where it goes.
Awesome, man.
That's really awesome. He's into it. That's the best part, that he's that into something.
Right. He's into 2 things right now: working out and welding, and I love that. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
Yeah.
2 things.
Right.
Yeah, down by you somewhere on there's a military base somewhere down there, sort of close to you in Florida, I guess. My wife's friend's husband does all underwater welding.
Oh yeah, that's huge. That's one of the most. I asked his instructor,
one of the most, if not the most dangerous job in the world.
I asked his instructor.
Well, it's electrical current and water.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I said to him, because of you can get shocked. He goes, not really. The systems now are so fail-safe. He goes, the problem is if you're underwater cutting a bridge beam or welding a bridge beam and something fails, you can't get out of the way. Right. So it takes you with it wherever it's going. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the huge...
Super sketch, yeah.
Right.
I watched fucking that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. I know what happens when you're underwater diving, dude.
Where'd you dig that name up? Is he still doing anything, that guy?
I don't know. All I remember is Robert De Niro calling him Cookie all the time. That's all I remember.
Dude, he was like, was he in Boys in the Hood? He was in Boys in the Hood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was Trey in Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. He was great.
Yeah. So, Chris, man, it was a pleasure having you on the podcast, and I delivered on what I promised. I promised you no window cleaning talk.
Right.
I promised you that. I promise you. We're gonna do this once a week, once a month, though, guys. And not with Chris, of course, but we're gonna do a podcast once a month that has nothing to do with window cleaning. We're just gonna talk about dumb shit, like minimal window cleaning talk, and the majority just talking about life and whatever else that comes to our mind. So we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll most likely get all our views will happen after this like normal. You know what I mean?
You should do your topic episodes on things you actually really know nothing about. Like, we're going to have a string theory episode and just talk shit the entire time. Like,
Right. We should just do one where we tell nothing but lies. That would be good. Just fucking lies the whole time.
Yeah, that's actually really good, Mark.
A liar podcast.
Let's do
I only lie 50% of the time.
Hey, let's do a podcast about lying. We'll do a podcast that's all lies, but we won't tell anybody that it's all lies.
Right.
You know what I mean? We'll just let them decipher it for themselves.
Right. Give really bad advice.
Yeah, really terrible advice. Yeah, it'll be great, dude.
Yeah. That might be interesting.
Is there anything cool? Coming up from windowcleaner.com? You guys got any sales or anything like that going on right now? Or should just come buy stuff, Chris says. Chris don't know. He's just like, I just order things and stuff like that, and it just people you want to buy some stuff, cool.
Yeah, no. There's always some kind of sale going on something, especially through the winter, just try to keep it interesting.
Right.
A few new products coming out from Unger, that Unger Power Pad thing, which is pretty cool.
What's your opinion of that, Chris?
It's affordable. It's going to be selling for much, much, much less than I thought it would be. It's really nice. I played with it back this summer for a couple hours on our windows. They came down.
Is it a scrub pad or is it a water-fed scrub pad?
It's a water-fed scrub pad.
Yeah.
It's got a ninja type handle on it that swivels with I think 9 locking positions. Yeah. And then you obviously put it on an Unger Enlight pole tip or just the standard red or green Unger trad tip.
Oh, okay.
And, it feels right.
So it's also like Optolock then. Is it part of the Optolock? It'll lock on there on the cone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Are the pads proprietary to it?
Yeah, mostly, but that you can get around that. It's clever how they put them on, and it seems like you can just make your own things.
I saw you guys promoted that. Are you selling them yet, or they're coming out soon?
They're coming out soon. We do not like to take pre-orders, so I just shared out the link because someone could, text alert if they want it.
Right.
Yeah. I saw a couple of pictures, and it was more of a teaser. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wanted to see it from all angles.
Mark, did you see that they've released their own electric pump system deal, RO system? What is it
I saw
called,
that
Chris?
at the trade show that we worked together, Chris. It looks like a giant wet vac, and I'm like, that's kind of over. It looks really fancy. I don't know.
It's got to be. I think it's like close to 6 Gs. It's not cheap.
Yeah, that one with the pump system in it. Yeah. The Unger stainless. It looks like a giant wet vac on wheels.
That thing. Oh yeah, dude, that thing is like an appliance. That's like R2D2.
Yes,
like, it looks like a Dyson product or something.
Right.
Unger makes great stuff.
That's what Unger does, though. Yeah.
Yeah, like they have engineering departments with Europeans smoking cigarettes and planning and sketching.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Eating fucking bratwurst and designing shit like that.
Super duper nice, really nice.
Yeah, it looks like an awesome piece of equipment. It does, but I'm like, when I seen how much they were, I'm like, jeez, dude.
I never looked at the price. I think Jersey had said it's a little bit overkill, and I'm like, it's once again, and again, it's probably a great piece of equipment.
Uh-huh.
Is it something that is a little bit more appealing to the eyes? I gotta have that, because at the end of the day, pure water is pure water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I can tell you this. Using, and I'm not blowing this guy or anything, but having what I have in the back of my truck now and knowing what one of those would cost, I think, like, I don't see, it's night and day. You know what I mean? My skid to that, I don't see how that would even draw a comparison. You know what I mean? Like, I think the way that you got that set up, Mark, is probably the best way to do it. That's just my opinion. Seth has one.
I'm building 2 more right now. So.
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
Like,
the viability of that kind of thing is fucking super sweet. I really like it. You know what I mean? It does have a few limitations. You know what I mean? Like there's some places you can't get it into, but I've got the X2, so my life's fine. You know what I mean? So there are there are limitations to it, but for the most part, man, that's made me so fucking efficient cleaning windows. Yeah. So efficient. I mean,
I told you that when I built that, it was because I have a whole series of furniture stores, and some of the older buildings don't have water; they're locked off. And I just kind of makeshifted something together. And then I'm like, there's something to this. So I have all the locations, like 40 locations for this one company. And I'm like, I'm going to build something pretty cool. So I literally bought everything, laid it on the ground, took a tape measure. Okay, boom, 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 changed a few things. Right. And my plan, honestly, was that's why it has the lifting ring on it, to take it out of the truck when I don't need it. It's never left the truck until it went to you. Right. You know, I mean,
that's what Mark does. Am I right, Chris? Mark is a problem solver, man.
Yeah.
Mark is a fucking problem solver, man. He just solving problems, dude.
Well, the part that stimulates me is thinking about how I'm going to make it work. That's what I love. The execution of it is not always as fun, but trying to sit there. I'll be sitting there watching TV and it'll come to me. Okay, that's how I got to do it. Where you going? I'm going in the shop. You know what I'm saying? But that's my thing. You know, that's always the way I've been, and I enjoy that. You know.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you. Appreciate you coming on the show, Chris.
Thank you, man. Thanks for being on there.
Yeah, we appreciate you gracing us with your presence, man.
Right.
Oh, anytime. I'd love hanging out with you guys. Seriously, anytime you have a spot, I'm happy to jump on.
Yeah, it's great to have
Radmobiles, dude.
Yeah. Right.
Radmobiles.